most when I'm alone. I think of you 'cause when you're gone, I remember the feelings, they're hidden in the dark. I never let my feelings show. I feel the most when I'm alone. But now the rush is longing to be waking up. I belong in your future, but I'm fighting in the dark. You never let your feelings show anymore. We don't kiss the way we used to anymore. You don't hold me like you used to anymore. You're holding on to feelings, let them pour out on me. On me. On me. Now what's the point to be alone? My life is empty without you, there'd be no home. I done wrong in the past, but I was fighting in the dark. And I won't hold my feelings back anymore. I wanna kiss the way we used to anymore. You don't have to wait anymore. You're holding on to feelings that I'm pour out on me. I feel the most when I am all alone, 'cause feelings are so hard to show you. I think of you 'cause I have not forgot the feelings that I still have for you anymore. I wanna kiss the way we used to anymore. You don't have to wait anymore. You're holding on to feelings, let them pour out on me anymore. Way we used to anymore. You don't have to wait anymore. You're holding on to feelings that are pour out on me. On me. On me. Let 'em pour out on me.
Hello and good morning.
Hello and good morning.
It's that time again today.
The time when we stream. It's a sleepy morning. I'm sleepy.
Sleepy morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody doing? Hello Martine and Palbro and Hinky Pink and Article and Ben and Vert. Yes.
Friends.
Are you also feeling super sleepy, Mike?
Oh, just a little.
Oh, what time do you get to bed? What time, Mike? What time do you get to bed? What time do you get to bed?
I was gonna go earlier, but I played Hades
Michael, what time to get to bed?
before to go to bed.
When?
I played the Hades before I was going to bed.
When?
And had a good run.
When do you go to bed?
Had a good run.
Michael.
India.
Michael.
India.
When do
I
you go
did it.
Michael, when do you go to bed?
But India, I did it.
Michael, when do you go to bed?
I beat the Hades.
Michael? I need a time.
5:30.
Michael, oh no!
But India, I beat the Hades.
I'm very disappointed in you for going to bed too late.
Oh.
I'm very proud of you for beating Hades.
Oh yeah.
You did it!
I did.
How did you do it? How did you kill your father?
I got the boons. I had the weapon.
Yeah, but which one?
I did a dash, and a swipe, and an attack, and a special.
Yeah, those are the basic mechanics.
I used them.
And what boons did you have? Who helped you? Which gods?
Artemis? Artemis?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dionysus.
Dionysus.
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite.
And a little bit of Aries.
Just a sprinkle of Aries.
Yeah.
That's so cool, dude. So you've met a certain character now.
I have.
Congratulations! Way!
Yeah.
That's so cool.
How many runs did it take me? Oh, I don't know.
While you look, Wave of Fence says, "Hello, I have a color question. If you can only use like 3 hues, for example in the triadic color scheme, then how do you use gradients and blend colors? Because those basically in between the colors, using hues from other parts of the color wheel, right?"
1 second. How do I find my stats?
Wave, I have no clue. How do you find it?
How do I find my states?
You could quit and go back in and it tells you how many runs you've done.
No, but I started another run.
You started another run. Fair. I'm not... I mean, you could save it and then quit and it'll tell you.
No.
Why not?
Settings.
Oh, how are you
Controls.
guys doing? Anywho, while Mike's looking at this,
How do I?
Wave, I'll get an answer for you when he's done.
Wait. I took a screeny.
You took
thing.
a screeny.
I took a screeny.
Oh, you took a screeny of the end slate where it tells you all the stuff.
Yeah.
I got stuck on that for so long.
You just have to press the back button.
Yeah, I didn't understand that you could press back. So I was like, wait, is this it? I can't get off. I was stuck in it for like 10 minutes trying to figure out how to close it. I'm an idiot. You're working on your Anna Morning challenge. You hope you'll surprise us with it. Oh, I bet you will. That's awesome. Try bringing him some coffee. I could have some coffee. Oh, you shouldn't have said anything.
Oh, you took one of yours as well.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, why is there 2?
Because how could I not? I took photos of a bunch of like scenes at the end because I didn't know.
I did it faster.
Oh, what you mean than 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Cool. I had more fun.
No, we didn't.
I like exploring. It's my prerogative to smash every single pot in every single stage. Just in case there's extra money that will help me.
India, the ones that have money glow.
I know, but I can't always tell them apart.
They sparkle.
I can't always tell them apart, especially when it gets to Elysium and stuff. Where the pots are red instead. Oh my gosh! Okay, today is the day. The perfect day. just said that my name is kind of pronounced like Martina. There, I said it. Awesome. Okay, Martina. Martina. Try to remember that. Is that okay? Does that sound passable? Hi, Goozy. Welcome. We're just chilling out and saying hi to people. Mike is, I think, trying to find out how many runs it took him to beat Hades.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does it not say?
No. It's in the like
I feel like it would say.
20 something. 20, but maybe 30. 30 something.
I think it took me like 32 or something.
I'll tell you tomorrow.
Okay.
What was the color question?
The colour question was...
I've not even shared our screens. Oh.
Nope. The colour question was, hello, I have a colour question. If you can only use like 3 hues, for example in the triadic colour scheme, you listening?
Yeah.
Then how do you use gradients and blend colours? Because those basically in between the colours using hues from other parts of the colour wheel, right?
So wait. How do you use gradients?
So
in a triadic color scheme?
You might be best to scroll up so you can see the question.
Oh, okay.
From WaveFN. Oh, you can only check it in the main hub.
So, okay. If you can only use 3 hues, for example, in the triadic color scheme, then how do you use gradients and blend colors? Because those basically in between the colors using hue from other parts of the color wheel. So how would you blend between those 3 colors without using the other? Well, you wouldn't use a different hue to blend between 2 hues usually. I don't think anyway. But if it was traditional paint, you would just mix the 2 colors, I guess. Maybe adding a little bit of white so that it didn't get too muddy.
So you're saying you would keep it entirely within the triadic colour scheme?
Well, yeah. Like, if it's strictly like only this hue and you only have options to go up and down in value with that hue, then maybe you would maybe you wouldn't be able to blend. But if your piece is like you can use these 3, I don't know, that's a tricky question. I don't know the answer to this question.
Oh, thanks for trying, Mike.
I tried. I guess I've never really worked with like really hard rules. I'm thinking. Pink Mirror and Tonkable, thank you for the follow. Like, okay. There's a thing in... Oh, I can't show that 1 second. I need to NDA a second. Bop. And then I go over here and... Ula, thank you. Hello. Gotta save up some stuff so that I don't reveal them to you. Working on some stuff. Do. Let's do an investigoo. It's not safe for work stuff. Okay, let's say you had a green and you had a bow and you had a bow. And then you had a... I'm curious if this works. Do.
Oh, today's the VODing. It is. It is. I'd almost forgotten, guys, but you reminded me. Did not expect that. Thank you for the follow. I did not expect that. You're ready, are you sure? I'm not sure you are. It's gonna hit you like a tidal wave. Waiting for the bots to come. You're staying sub to the bots channel. You want to see what happens. I mean, the thing is, just because you're not subscribed doesn't mean that you can't watch from afar as the videos come onto the channel. You guys are something special for wanting to sit through the VODing.
Yeah, I guess if you were to have like a triadic color scheme and you're mixing paint, maybe you would get something like this, and it would shift to like this green shifts to orange, shifts to red. Yeah, I guess it would mix. I think you wouldn't be able to softly gradate between the two without introducing what is essentially a mix. So yeah, I guess you couldn't. But the difference would be is that you wouldn't add an additional... If it was painting traditionally, you wouldn't add an additional separate paint for this. you would just mix these two colors. And if you mix these two colors, I'm not sure you would get it as vibrant as this. You notice how the colors here just seem a little bit more muted. That's what I was kind of expecting, because like when you mix paint, you pull out chroma, you pull out purity in saturation. And that's why there's a value in having additional colors of paint. You can't mix to the same purity. Yeah. Oh, their stream broke.
Oh no. So did mine. Oh no. I refreshed and it's like barely back. It's like frozen.
My CPU isn't spiking. Our internet is fine.
It seems to be back now. Hey guys. Most streams we get this now. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I literally don't know what it is.
I mean, it could be anything.
Yeah, Wave a thing. Like, what is the wait, are you given an assignment, or is this just something you're picking to do for yourself? You know what? I feel like painting.
What would you want to paint? Oh, I did have some feedback for you actually on the color script.
Okay. What? You want me to bring it up?
Yeah, sure.
What's your feedback?
My feedback was that it looked really cool, and I do really like the way that you currently have the verses slide.
Yeah.
But in the same way, I was asking you to make sure that on the first couple of slides the background was more orangish, because I wanted to communicate the orange hue being related to the animation channel.
You want it to be green.
Yeah, I was hoping that you would be able to give a green hue to the versus one, because we're now looking at a different channel, to more visually communicate that we've changed between channels.
Right. Okay.
Do you think that's doable without like losing what you like about it?
I think with red and orange, there's like a more of a synergy with violence.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I made it like a kind of pale, colder green, you can get sort of a sinisterness.
Maybe
there.
Like a lime or something.
Yeah. So I think it'd be possible. I don't think it would be the same feeling though. I don't think you can have the same feeling. Well, maybe you can.
Can only hope. Mike Claire says, Swift question. Do you use the curves a lot for doing in-betweens animation? I tried to use them more manually, mostly because I just don't know how to use the curves yet for animation. When I use puppet animation, I use the curves a fair amount. Whenever I'm hand drawing anything, it's all manual in-betweening. Like, I never use the curves. I only ever use the curves when I'm animating on the pegs. If that makes sense. I never use any of the I never use pegs usually. Usually the only peg that I would have on my hand-drawn animation would be a master peg on it. in case I need to shift the position of it around. But when it comes to puppet animation, I use the curves a fair amount. But I tend to use them in a way where I will, rather than just using the curves, I will put things specifically where I want them and then curve to them instead of, well, let me show you what I mean. So if we look at this overall movement of Swift, I go up and then I kind of ease into a more extreme position of the up here, but I have two keys here. I keyed the position here when I hit the top, and then I keyed a more extreme one. What you could do with curves is you could have just got the most extreme position and then just used the curves to get this for you, but I like having more control, so I will key in the overshoots and key in the eases as well as using the curves, rather than just using curves to do the eases and such, because I like having more control over the way the motion plays out, even if it doesn't necessarily make a huge difference at the end. Like again, this is another slight ease, and I've got two keys rather than just using the curves to do this motion. Darkvault says, would it be possible to give the video a coloured border like the thumbnails, where the colour switches when the channel switches? Darkvault, yeah, we do have that. I think Mike's painted over it in his colour keys, but it's there.
Yeah.
Like, that's something we don't necessarily need him to colour key for us, because we already know what that's going to be, but we have that for sure. I'm thinking, as well as having the coloured border, we might also put a little channel icon in the bottom corner, just to like really double hit home which channel it is. Because I want it to be obvious, you know, if possible. Waiver Fence says, to answer Doig's question, it's not for an assignment, I'm just curious, because using gradients seems like defeating the purpose of using colour schemes. Because when you use gradients, you use more hues in something like triadic or complementary permits.
I think it's a question of distribution, like what's the majority color you're using, because you can still use a scheme and use like those secondaries to offset it.
Yeah, and Make Clear says, yeah, I work for a 2D car animation studio, but I still don't use curves much. I mean, I use it, but instead of using already prepared curves, I use a basic one, and I mess with the frames manually. Because I think I like to have more control on the puppet. I think, yeah, that sounds good to me. Like, that's what I would do. I don't want to do everything with just curves, you know? I want to have more control over what's going on with the puppet. So I completely understand that. Okay, I need a gap here because the background's coming in. So even though I would put motion there, I'm not gonna, because I know that the background's gonna come in. Ba ba da 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 da.
I have a question for you guys. Since this was a discussion in my class today, what's your opinion on animating on threes? Invisiguy, thank you. Welcome.
Hey! Oh wow, Invisiguy, thank you so much for the raid. Tib says what I think. Threes are awesome. Like, threes are awesome, ones are awesome, twos are awesome, fours are awesome, fives are awesome, sixes are awesome. They're all really good in different ways at different times. I love threes. Threes are probably my favourites to use. Because they still feel smooth in the way that twos do, but they've got this texture, they've got this crunchiness to them that you don't get with twos. I really, really enjoy threes. Threes to make my eyeballs happy. Tib says threes are punchy and snappy and fun. Bezek says same India. Robin says I love threes. Yeah. Robin says fours are awesome too. Inviso, how was your stream? What did you do? I'm animating a tiny puppet show.
I think a good part of things like Magnum Bullets and Starlight were animated on threes with some twos.
Yeah.
And very small amounts of ones.
Yeah, if I remember right, I think Elle preferred animating on twos.
Oh, really? So her stuff was more on twos?
I think so. I might be wrong though, it's been a little while. I might have just felt like twos because her stuff is so fluid. Strata says, I have no idea what's going on, but here, have some support because cute puppets. Oh, thanks. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
So what's going on right now is India is animating one of the scenes from our channel intro that we're working on. We're a couple of goobers who make animation together. And what you can see on the left hand side is a color script for said channel intro. So India is animating this one here. No way, I can't believe it.
Tib says, I often end up working on fours because I can in between to twos if I need to. It gives me some flexibility, but threes are lovely. Oh, that's true, Tib. In betweening threes is pain. If you do threes and you're like, feel like I need an extra drawing in here, it's a pain. It's a pain, but it's worth it for the lovely threes.
Yeah, threes you would probably redraw the drawing to get the spacing correct.
Oh, would I? Or would I just try and stick a one in there? And be like, it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
It will be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we's the goobliest goobers that ever did goob. We're Doig and Swift. If your first time here, we animate in the mornings together.
We sure do. We do it every weekday morning. We don't generally do it at weekends. Unless we have something like Couch Monsters to play together. Still don't know if we're gonna stream that or record it. It's been ages since we've recorded something. It might be nice to record something.
Yeah. I'm good either way.
Pablo says I end up sticking ones all the time. I tend to do that in lip sync because I over animate the mouths. I over animate the mouths and end up getting behind where the sound is by accident. And so then I try to put a bunch of my frames on ones to catch up again. And it never works. Lip sync is hard.
Are you going to put some texture on the final animation? I'm asking that because the color script seems to have some soft textures because of the brush you're using.
You know, that's an interesting idea, yeah.
Maybe.
I hadn't initially had any plans to, but now that you mention it, I think that would be really nice. And I kind of would like to. I'm not sure what we do, but
Yeah.
I think that would be rad. What do you think, Mike? How would we do that, and what kind of textures do you think would emulate what you've done with the color script?
If we had a lighting layer, you could add roughness to it in post.
We will have a lighting layer for most of these because you put lighting on most of them.
Yeah, so we could do that, and I'd probably use gradients throughout a lot of it. I would be interested in doing like color holds as well for this one, for the inks. Yeah, I hadn't really thought. I was just using a really soft brush to like mix between colors. What's the bomb reward do? So we're building our own stream overlay, and currently the bomb only explodes your money. I've set it up so that the Unity scene can listen to Twitch API events, and when you redeem the bomb, it sends a little trigger to my code that says, hey, they redeemed a bomb, do this. And so it currently, when it's running, it'll spawn a bomb in the environment and the bomb will explode. Well, that's the test case for doing other stuff. The crow mail also triggers it. Has a little cube fly in, and eventually it'll have a little messenger system that reads your crow mail and puts up a little like sheaf of paper and writes out your name and stuff, all fancy like.
Adorable. I don't want to twin the arms. What choice do I have? I mean, I have the choice not to twin the arms. That's a perfectly valid choice.
We tend to use After Effects as our post-process compositing program.
You don't need to twin the arms.
You can use multiply in a grain to an image as long as the layer that you're using to multiply with is still in grayscale. Also, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I put up the Link's Awakening print to our imprint store, so this piece is now available to buy if you so choose. If you know anyone that likes Link's Awakening or Zelda, let them know. It's this one. It's available in a number of stuff. You can have a look, but here's the link.
Here's a link to Link.
Here's the links to Link. And you too can own a hidden face in your home.
Where is this face? We'll never tell you. Hey, thanks, Invisible Guy. Mike Layer says you can always animate some noise texture. I don't know how to do that on Toon Boom, but I know how to do it in After Effects. That's true. You just put some noise on there. What program do you usually use last in your pipeline to give everything its final touches, says Calzone. Normally After Effects, right, Mike?
Yeah. That's the one.
Ada Lovely says, psst. Swifty Doig, I have a thing to show you. Show us, Ada Lovely. Just don't let anyone else in the chat see. It's just between us. Oh wait, you've already linked it. Hold on. Gotta find find it.
What this? Does it have sound?
Oh my god.
Oh.
What is this? I gotta show everybody this. This is too funny.
I
What?
love it.
Ada Lovely, what is this? Look at them!
Are you animating them doing the talk stuff? That'd
the
be fun.
talk.
Yeah, if this is for the Anna Morning Challenge, this will be for the Scatman thing.
Oh my gosh, Aaron's got a little Christmas hat.
I love it.
Dan's collar as well. They're so wrapped up for the warm. Oh my gosh, that's really, really fun.
Do you have it on your screen?
Yeah, I have it on my screen.
Cool.
That's adorable. I love it. And Wave FN says using the turbulence mode, you can add texture in too. Yeah, the slightest fandom decided they have. That's so true, Make Clear. I might want to add texture in After Effects rather than in Toon Boom itself. Just because it gives a bit more flexibility to be able to add it afterwards. I have some texture on the line art. Like if I zoom in, you can see it's slightly furry.
If these puppets were scale to scale, it would actually be more like
What? I'm not that much shorter than you.
this.
I look really weird because my head's scaled down with me. So I look like I have a tiny head.
Maybe like
Untrue.
this. It's not untrue.
It is untrue.
It's
This
not
is
untrue.
Blasphemy. It's slander. It's libel. It's not slander. It's slander.
I mean, it would probably be more like
No.
this, like because you're up to my nose, and
No,
my
I'm
nose is
not.
there.
I'm not. I'm up to your forehead at least.
You're not.
I am.
We've already established that you're not. We
No.
stood up and
We
everything,
haven't.
but we're gonna
Forgetting.
keep you at this size. Oh, the current Anna Morning Challenge is. I should have pinned it. I forgot to pin it. Oh, I'm such a mess.
Invisible Guy and Make Clay really like the 3D models. Oh, you guys, thank you.
Let me go and pin it for you and then link you. The current challenge is.
They were entirely made by Doig, who was made as very cute.
Oh, there's some improvements that were made to your model by Kawa. By she gave you knees.
Oh my
She
gosh,
gave you these
I have
knees.
now.
Yeah, these little knees. And other stuff.
Knees and Other Things. My
Yeah.
autobiography title.
Okay, say what the new challenge is, Indy, or this week's challenge.
Oh yeah, this week's challenge is I'm just figuring out how to do this. Zoom. It's to animate the Scatman falling down the stairs as he scats. It was a Game Grumps bit from one of their episodes, and we have isolated the audio for you guys, for you to grab. And what we're going to do is, when people have sent us their Scatmans, we're going to put them into a big compilation and sandwich Dan and Aaron's audio either side of it. So it'll be something like, wouldn't it be funny if the Scatman fell downstairs? Yes, Aaron, that would be very funny. Skibbly boop ba dibbly 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 doo. And then we'd see like a bunch of your guys' animations, and then Aaron and Dan would go ha 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 at the end. There you go. That's a rough description of what's going to happen. Until when can you animate it? You have till Monday. Monday morning we'll be looking through all of the entries, so probably Sunday nights the latest that you could submit it. And as with all the Anna Morning challenges, we encourage you guys not to spend more than 3 hours on it. Like, rough animation is fine, you don't need to polish it or anything. Because we don't want to take a bunch of time away from your guys' personal projects. So, just around 3 hours, give or take.
Yeah.
Have we ever heard of another Scatman called the Velvet Fog? No. What? Thanks, Falbro. Falbro says Sunday night for peeps in Americas.
So what's your plan for the Aaron and Dan things that you've done for the challenge?
What? You're talking to Ada Lovely?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make clear for sure you could very easily just do a 3-frame tumble, and that would totally work. Make sure when you submit it you put your handle on it, your social media handle, and if possible put your social media handle visually on your entry as well.
Yeah.
Just because then we can make sure that everybody in the compilation is going to be easily findable and get credit.
Put it in the top left corner, make it clear.
The Animal Challenge is every Monday. Sometimes it's every other Monday, depending on how much time we want to give people for the challenge, but in general, it's every Monday morning.
We had a little break between the last and this one.
We did.
Unintentionally.
Yeah. We're just getting geared back up after Christmas. It may be March, but we were slowly emerging from our chrysalis, our Christmas chrysalises.
We'll be done by June, and then we'll slowly warm down towards December.
That's not true. You tweak the order a bit for yours. That's totally fine. I'd lovely. We'll take whatever you have and run with it as best we can.
Doody doody doo ba ba. Doody doo bum bum. Oh yeah, you said that you didn't want a really defined hairline. You just wanted to go straight into burb.
Yeah. Otherwise it looks like I'm wearing a wig. I just want... It's all my feathers.
Alright.
See you, Ada Lovely. Have fun. This one ends next Monday. Yes, Hinky Pink. Or this coming Monday. Or in 4 days. Depending on how you want to think about it. Makelaya says the funniest thing about the game's realization about Scatman falling downstairs is because I've never imagined it otherwise. I imagined a guy falling ever since I heard it years ago. It reminds me of that bit that Small Butera did, where they had an alligator falling down the stairs to jazz. There was like a song that's very popular, and a bit in the song where it breaks down and there's like a drum fill or something, and they animated an alligator falling down the stairs to it.
I love that.
So funny. Post is suggesting switching to edge select for what you're trying to do. I don't know how much that would help, but I'm suggesting it from chat just in case.
Oh, thank you. I'm still trying to decide whether to like combine it or not.
Da, 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 da. All I wanted to say was I love your face today. Only today. You did a Darkbot, you did a stairfall because of the Small Butera one. But you don't think it turned out to... Well, here's your chance to redeem your stairfalling days. You can redeem yourself.
So how would this part of your hair work, India? Would this part? Just this part, would this just like go into your face? Like there wouldn't be a gap.
There's no gap, it's all one shape.
Okay.
You see the bits you've got at the side?
Yeah.
Okay, so stop moving and rotating for a sec. I'm waiting for you to stop on the stream. Oh my gosh, you're just going. Have you stopped? Okay, I just have to... Hold on, I'm just going to look at your screen instead of a stream.
Yeah.
So if you move your mouse across to the right.
Yeah.
Go down.
Yeah.
So that point there.
Yeah.
That point there is probably where you want the feathers to start diverging away from my face and coming out.
Okay.
The rest of it's all going to be like one shape.
Okay.
The stream's very behind where we actually are in real life, so me waiting for Doig to stop moving on the stream is like going to take an extra 5 minutes.
It's just pain.
Just pain.
Did you refresh after the incident?
I did. I can refresh again though.
No, I was just curious. I'm just curious if you are where
I had a dream.
we are. Okay.
I had a dream that we were trying to escape from the city or something,
Get
and
out-
there were like
get out
three
here.
of us, and we were brothers and sisters, and we were trying to escape because someone was after us because we had special powers. It was kind of cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Okay, I think what I'll do is I'm just gonna combine the two and just model it.
Stood down San Francisco on a snowboard, giving me Sonic Adventure 2 flashbacks. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Did you guys see that Uframe Plus has a Sonic animation video out analysing the animation from the Sonic games?
Isn't it really long?
Yeah,
Have you watched it yet?
yeah,
You've watched it already?
yeah,
I wasn't sure if you had or not.
I have. Now you know.
How? Yeah, now I do know. How was it?
It's good. It's really good. It actually, there were a couple of things that I hadn't thought about that seem very obvious now. You know? And, you know, you think I would have thought about them being an artist and animator and huge Sonic fan. But he makes some points that I hadn't really clocked, which was cool. Generally, I just agree with him about a bunch of stuff. It made me realise why I don't like the Sonic Adventure 2 animation so much.
Oh.
I hadn't really realised it before. I'd realised it with Sonic 06, but I hadn't realised it with Sonic Adventure 2 that they are using motion capture to animate the characters.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so
Okay.
it feels really gross. And
Yeah,
it always
because
really grossed me out, but I never quite understood why.
the proportions will feel weird
Mhm.
if you map like a human proportion to a Sonic character.
Yeah,
So they started doing that in Sonic Adventure 2,
yeah.
and they hadn't done that before.
Nope, that's why I much prefer the animation in Sonic Adventure 1, even though it's dirty.
Yeah.
It's because it doesn't have that gross slime feeling that I get when I look at the motion capture animation.
Right, gotcha.
So that was interesting because I was like, oh, that's why I really feel uncomfortable in that game. Because a lot of people really prefer it, but I think it loses a bunch of the charm from Sonic Adventure, and I think that's the reason why I feel that way. It's because of the animations.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
And also, something I hadn't realised was that probably one of the reasons I really latched onto Sonic when I was a kid over something like Mario is that you can actually see Sonic's expression
Yeah.
because of how zoomed in the sprite is, whereas you can't see Mario's expression all the way through.
Yeah.
So Sonic's expressions change because the animation's so good in those games all the way through, and it communicates way more character.
Yeah.
So that's probably something that really hooked me in, was being able to see him smirking as he's running, or see the determination on his expression. You know, see him panicking when he's on the edge of something,
Mm-hmm.
or when he falls down a slide.
When you did you do the one where he's like waiting for you to play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bunch communicated in the facial expressions that I'd never seen in another game, because every other game the sprites were so simple and zoomed out that you couldn't really connect with the character in that way. You couldn't really tell what they had going on.
Yeah.
False says there's a few issues with Sonic Adventure 2's animations I don't think he touched on. Like Sonic quills animate like a single glob of jello. I can't remember that, but I would take your word for it. At some point Mike and I will play it, which will be fun.
You said it would diverge here, right? Or here? Here or here?
Where?
Here?
Top one.
Or here?
Top one.
Top one. Okay, cool. Good.
The one you currently have highlighted.
Yeah.
Adventure 1's lip sync was made by swapping between facial expressions. Yeah. It doesn't. The lip sync, if you can even call it lip sync, because the lip flaps certainly don't move at the same speed as the voice deliveries for either Japanese or English, is something. Not necessarily something good, but it's something.
It's
Again, though,
certainly happening.
I kind of prefer it. I kind of prefer the way that the mouth works in Sonic Adventure 1, even with the scary teeth, because it feels super cartoony, whereas the mouths in Sonic Adventure 2 feel very like small and understated, and like they're like shriveled in on themselves, like the characters are constantly sucking lemons. And because they didn't go along with the voice lines in Sonic Adventure 1, there's almost like a level of abstraction there. Like when you are playing a visual novel and you see someone's mouth flapping but it doesn't match the dialogue, you can kind of just imagine the expressions and imagine that what they're saying matches up, because there's like a level of abstraction between that and the voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when it's in sync with the voice delivery, there's no longer that separation where you can fill it with your imagination and imagine it looks really epic in another universe.
Yeah. I think that's something that we're losing a little bit when we push towards more and more simulation over abstraction / representation. Is like the expectations go up, but the experience doesn't necessarily scale with it. Like, the things that engage you most are the ones that have a little bit of room for you to put your imagination. Like, if the puzzle's already solved, you're just observing, but if you're actively engaging in solving the puzzle along with what you're experiencing, then your mind is a lot more attentive and things feel a lot more believable. And I think that's... people who are not like creating stuff don't necessarily realize that. They're like, they want and they feel entitled to something that's way more polished, but they're ultimately left with feeling of like, oh, this doesn't quite live up to what I imagined it could be.
Or what is polish? Because when you say stuff like that, like for example motion capture data,
yeah,
it doesn't make the game look more polished, it makes the game look less polished. Because in the cutscenes, everyone's clipping through one another.
Yeah.
And they look like they're in mascot suits, and there's a ton of like jitters and strange things going on with the animation that make it seem less polished than something like the example that Dan used in his video was Crash Bandicoot 4, where all the animations are handcrafted and very cartoony.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I would say that's more polish.
Yeah, or like Spyro, the latest Spyro game, like they feel way more polished than the motion capture data does.
I would never say that motion capture was polish.
Oh, so what do you mean when you say simulation then?
That's what I mean. Like, mocap is simulating the movement captured from raw data, but it's not
I thought you were saying that people like motion capture data because it adds a level of polish.
No, I'm saying that in the attempt to add this level of realism and simulation, it moves away from the kind of abstracted, more believable like it removes abstraction because it trends towards realism. But people will feel like it looks more polished because it's like hashtag more real.
Realism is overrated.
Yeah. Handcrafted, designed elements will win out.
Oh, they should. It's like people don't understand that more real doesn't mean better.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't mean, like, in terms of characterization, especially, it doesn't mean more appealing. Hey, Ula. How you doing? Oh, the R with his tongue out is a hit animation, really? Huh.
Laura Faust tweeted yesterday saying, "Hey world, why do you like 3D more than 2D animation?"
Realism.
And
That's my guess.
that's where this thinking stuff's come from. But my answer to that is very cynical. And I was like, people like stories, and whatever like D doesn't matter. Executives like money, and executives poured more money into 3D because they were scared they would lose it on 2D. That's it. That's the tweet. That's
Wait,
what happened.
Was I right about what answer people gave?
There was lots of varied answers. Some people were saying that people are drawn towards stuff that looks hashtag more real.
So I was right. Realism.
I think that's just a marketing thing. I think there's a stigma surrounding being perceived to like something that's associated with children because people are worried that they'll be seen as immature. The really immature thing is to hold that stereotype as a belief, because you're not fully engaging in what is possible, and like
You're cutting yourself off from a bunch of stuff that you'll probably really love.
The immature response is to give in to being peer pressured into not
giving anything a chance because it's not manly enough.
Yeah.
It's like people forget that it's a bunch of adults whose career it is to make this stuff for you to enjoy.
It's $1 billion industry. Billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars are sunk into making animations and games. You know why? Because they're fucking awesome.
Well, you know the same frustration that people feel when people look down on them playing video games and say that video games for kids.
Yep.
That's the same frustration animators feel when you refuse to see something because it's cartoony in style. Like, you're doing exactly the same thing with a different medium.
Yep.
If you're refusing to engage because of the aesthetics of it.
Yeah, you'll go out and buy your Shreddies because the whatever animated character on the box told you to.
Is that why? Is it not just that they like Shreddies?
I don't know, man. I'm feeling real jade today.
I buy Tony the Tiger cereal because I
like
hope
the
that
high.
I hope if I do, Tony the Tiger will be friends with me. Oh, the voice is crackling. Oh no! Hope not.
Hoping for a new computer to arrive. That's the... See, this is one of the things that worried me about buying a computer is there's the spectrum of time where you don't have the money, so you don't buy the computer, and then you get the money and you can buy the computer, and so you do buy the computer, but now you have no money, and now you have no money to buy a computer and no option. You just have to wait. It's like that limbo between you had the money to fix the problem, you've attempted to fix the problem, and now you're powerless.
You just have to wait. You have to trust in me. Trust in me. Vert says, My workplace wouldn't buy Weetos because it was a kid's cereal. And I was like, what? How? Why? It's cereal! That's so funny. I can't believe that's real. I can't believe that's real. It's a cereal. It's just a cereal. It's packaging. Why does the packaging matter that much to you?
People so scared, yo.
Oh my gosh. People are so fucking afraid. They're so afraid of people being like, huh, you eat Weetos?
Man, there's a pandemic out there,
My
but
kid
man,
brother
you
eats
eat, you
Weetos.
eat Weetos.
Wow. Wow. That's really funny. That's really funny to me. A bunch of people who are unable to enjoy Weetos.
Just grow up and eat your Weetos.
Oh gosh, yeah, shut the fuck up and eat the Weetos, for goodness sake. Jeez, oh.
I'm so angry about this stuff because like this stupid prejudice around content that's genuinely good. I mean, you're looking at series now where they're like, shit, we can't film this series, but people still want it to come out, so we'll just swap it over to like 3D animated versions of the actors. And they're like telling these stories that they would have told in live action otherwise, and you know, I hope it goes down really well and stuff, you know, because it should, because it's totally possible. It took a fucking pandemic for this to happen, and that's like,
wait, what are you
grating.
talking about? I'm so confused.
There's live action TV shows that are switching over to doing animated versions of their seasons
Oh, really?
because they can continue production and keep
that's really
making it.
funny.
And it's like, that
like that.
shouldn't have taken a pandemic to provoke.
So
But
they
cool.
like modeled the hosts in, and now they're getting animators to animate it.
Yeah, you know Steve from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The actor, he's in this show that the next season is going to be animated, and there's a 3D Steve.
That's really funny. I mean, also, it sounds really cool. I think they will very quickly, people who are used to working in live action will very quickly realize how long animation takes and that they can't just pressure the timeline into being faster without losing a bunch of the people who work for them. I think people are about to learn that animation is trickier to make maybe than they thought.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
David says children's food is like 40% of my diet because kid leftovers. I mean, fair. If you hate wasting food, I understand that.
India hates me for that. I'm really bad. I'm
yeah,
bad
I
for
really
that.
do.
You really hate me for
really
that.
hate you. Mike keeps buying stuff from the shop, expensive stuff, and then doesn't eat it. And it drives me crazy.
It's
like, I don't eat a lot of meat, so it's not the kind of stuff that I can just go and guzzle myself. He's got like a whole pack of like beef that cost us €5. That's been sat in the fridge for like 3 weeks and it's completely off. And I'm like,
I'm sorry.
dude,
I'm
you're
sorry.
gonna buy it, just eat it.
I will.
It's so much money every time we go shopping. Anyway, these are domestic. I don't know.
Shut up and eat your Weetos.
Shut up and eat your Weetos. Put it in the freezer. That's such a good idea. Ugh.
I'm such a phobe when it comes around food prep.
You are. If it's like 1 day out of date,
I don't want it.
Refuse to eat it.
Yeah.
One of the things I try to do for
Kurzik, there's meat in the freezer from March last year.
that you're scared to take out now.
I'm
'cause
scared to
you put in the
cook.
freezer.
I'm
What
I feared.
One of the things we tried to do was I tried to make like a nice big meal using a bunch of ingredients that we could eat one day and then like eat the leftovers for the next couple. to try and reduce food costs, but Mike refused to eat the leftovers the day after because he was so phobic about the fact that the food was cooked yesterday rather than today. So I had to eat all the leftovers by myself.
I'd probably be fine.
You would be, of course you'd be. I'm fine. The whole point of its doing it was to have food days after. Is fine. But it's okay. We tend to eat mostly separate stuff now. But I'm like the opposite though. I'm the type of person who, even if I made too much food, I have to eat all of it because I'm so like obsessive about not wasting food that I have to like clear my plate and make sure everything's been consumed. Oh, you've been punished. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying to get you push-ups, I swear. Ah, he punched me on the way past. Very lightly though. I'm not trying to get him more push-ups. Kurzak says, go get swole. Yeah, poor Doig didn't get much sleep. That was his own fault though. He was trying to beat Hades because he's jealous that I beat it first. I beat it and he was like, I'm so jealous that you did it first. Poor Doigle. Nice job, Doig. Got damn push-ups.
That run though.
Which run?
That run on Hades.
Which one?
The one that I beat him.
Yeah?
I was so powerful.
Really? That's so cool. I would love to have seen it.
I was so powerful.
Powerful.
Like,
sounds awesome.
Like, I went through the, you know, there's a part where you can choose multiple rooms and you keep going back, and then when you're looking for something,
oh yeah, I do at the very end.
I got the thing that you're meant to get, and then I could go for another one, and I was like, I've got full health, I've got full death defy, I don't need to go through there. I did it anyway and I didn't get hit once.
Nice.
I was so powerful.
Did you fight a certain tiny critter?
No, not on that one.
Like, that's the one that gets me every time. Like, it doesn't kill me. It's never killed me, but it whittles away a bunch of my health.
I don't know what the attempt number was, David. I think I'm in 20s, maybe early 30s.
I think it was 32 for me. If I remember right. So fun though. Such a fun game.
My weapon of choice is the Bident.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I really like the shield and the sword. The sword is so fast and so easy to use. And the shield, I feel there's so much potential with the shield.
The thing I like about the Bident is that I couple it with the boons that let you do more damage on a backstab. Because when you pull the Bident towards you, it comes back through them. So you get all the damage without having to like maneuver around people. You just send it out through them and then back and you get like a bonus.
That's kind of how I feel about the shield. Because you can just send that out to people. You like the shield and the fist and the gun. You don't like the sword. Oh, it's so easy to use.
The B-Day.
The B-Day.
Ah, the Bident's so good.
I haven't really used the Bident much.
It's so good.
Maybe I have to give it a go.
The thing I find about Hades is that for the close quarter stuff, there's just so many effects going on. I end up getting hit a lot because I don't see the attack anticipation coming in.
No, it would help you with that.
So with the Biden,
Tidal dash.
yeah. So David, you were asking. So I had Artemis on my attack, that was upping my crit, and then I was pairing that with Dionysus, so that I was doing like hangover stuff. I think I maybe got a duo boon, but I might have replaced the duo boon without realizing. But the duo boon I had at the very end was I would get increased crit damage if the thing I was attacking had weakness applied from Aphrodite. So I had weakness on my dash and crit on my attack. So I would just dash through them, turn around, throw the Bident through them, throw it coming back, so they would have chip damage, and then I would just blast them with an attack that had an extra 20% speed on it, and was also upgraded from the hammer, so that I had the really fast rate of attack. And it was just like coupled with, there's a boon from Artemis that every time you do damage, you fire an arrow. And so I was just like,
oh, every time you do damage.
That's
That's amazing.
So every time I was hitting something, an arrow would fly out of me into a nearby target. So I was just a missile.
You were a missile launcher.
Hell, spear throwing god.
The weird thing about the run that I did, where I beat it, is that I didn't think I was gonna beat it that run. I didn't think I had anything particularly good. I had Tidal Dash, but I hadn't powered it up to the point that I normally do. Because I'd kind of already in my head kind of written off the run as I'm probably not going to beat it. So it was very surprising when I managed to beat it. I was like, oh, cool, really?
Did you beat it with Tidal Dash?
I had Tidal Dash on the run, yeah. But it wasn't. I didn't get a rare boon or anything. It was kind of regular, bog standard Tidal Dash.
Gotcha.
I think I'd got it to like level 4 or 5. But I'd put other levels into other stuff instead.
Yeah.
Whereas normally if I'm intending to really go for it, I'll put almost everything into Tidal Dash because I use that the most. So I had like a bunch of other stuff I didn't think was particularly great, but it seemed to do the job, so I'm not complaining. I'd like to try a run where I really like. I'd love to try a run where I get a bunch of the boons I really want. So I feel like I'm at like max potential.
I felt like that when I was being a little bit more strategic with what I was picking. Like I remember being like, oh, there's a Poseidon choice, and that probably could have given me Tidal Dash, and I chose not to take it.
Well, I mean, Tidal Dash isn't your strat.
No, and instead I was like, no, I should power up the things I already have.
Like, at the minute, like I start with Conch Shell as my.
Oh, so
thing.
you want
So
you
I
want
get
that.
Tidal Dash first room most of the time.
I see.
And then I switch it out when I finish the first level.
Oh, you're curating? No, I don't do that.
Yeah.
My runs are random every time.
Sometimes I do random runs, but I really wanna. I want to like
I need to
find the most efficient setup for me. At the minute, I'm really feeling Tidal Dash with Demeter on the shield, and I like that I can kind of control getting those if I play my cards right.
But yeah, good times.
Hades, the character in Disney's Hercules, shoots arrows out of his butt. What?
I don't know. What?
Oh, Ola. Yeah, it's Zagreus is the character you play as. Hades is the character you're trying to beat, and the place you're trying to escape from. Wow, Jim of the Gym says I beat it first try with the spear on a friend's 23rd run. That's pretty intense.
That's pretty great. It's a strong choice.
I will give it more of a shot. I'm having so much fun with the shield. It's like really hard for me to do a run and not want to pick like my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, the shield is good. The one that you use, but it's too slow for me.
But I'm fast.
Okay.
I dash around bashing people and hitting them and shielding attacks while my circular saw in the middle of the room either follows me and cuts everyone up behind me or just sits there and damages people that I knock into it.
Fair.
You always pick the one with like the extra darkness. Oh really? You don't even go for boons? You playing on hardcore or something? Like I don't need no help from gods.
No, there's a.
Oh, you mean the Chaos Gate?
No, sorry, they mean
I mean the weapon.
The
choice.
weapon that has the thing around it. It's like, pick me and you'll get 20% more darkness.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
So they don't have a preference.
Maybe I should do that.
It's always on the bow for me for that one.
Add a bit more variety. It's like, use the bow.
I hate the bow.
Have you used it before?
Yeah. I just don't like standing in the one place charging up. I just don't like it. You stand still in Hades, you die. Does the fists ever pair with the thing that allows you to like take back health by hitting things?
Does the shield ever pair with the thing that lets you take
The
back health?
fists. Do the fists ever pair with that?
What thing that lets you take back health by hitting things? Like, what thing that lets you take back?
I think
health by
I think
hitting
it's a
things?
hammer thing where you like with the sword. I've seen it where your health is reduced and you put your health back up every time you attack something.
Oh yes.
If
I
you
don't
got
know.
that with the fist, I think it would be good.
Maybe.
Because being close quarters, you just get hit all the time. David, how do you not get hit? Do you just know when to dodge? Dodge. Okay. 3. Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, I'm sleepy. I didn't get the coffee that I said I might get.
Go get it.
Why didn't I get that?
Go get it.
Oh, maybe I will.
Go get it.
Oh, maybe I will.
Go.
Oh, maybe I will. I gotta finish this bit of animation first. It's very important.
Where are you going outside to get the coffee?
No, I just want to finish this before I head off. Yeah,
Okay.
like if you me like asking you to stop in the middle of doing something to go and do something else.
Whatever, man.
Damn it. I don't really know how to fix this motion.
Wait, why? Come
What is
on.
it?
I'm just trying to link a couple of stuff. You know what? I'm just going to delete
Oh, I like
this.
a couple of stuff. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, you know what? Whatever. That might have been the problem. That key. Yeah, kinda. Alright, I'm gonna get a cup of coffee.
Can I just say before you go, the show Superstore is so good.
Cup of Joe! Where did that come from?
I'm just remembering it.
Okay.
There's a part where one of the characters wants to like get cheap baby stuff, and she's trying to convince people to like return stuff they've just bought because she starts to pretend that the product is faulty. And there's a woman, she wants a car seat. She was like, do you know, not to her, but earlier she's like, do you know car seats expire? How does that happen? They're just like metal and plastic. And so she's trying to get a car seat, and she sees this woman walking out of the store with a new car seat, and she's like, oh wow, you know, you're really daring. A lot of mothers wouldn't pick that model because of all the reports about, like, you know, faults with them. And they were like, what faults? And it's like, oh, you know, like there's been those accidents where the babies have been thrown. I'm telling this to you, India. Have been like thrown, and they're just all screwing about the place, and like they're just there and they're inside out, and the mother's horrified, and she's like, are they dead? And she's like, I hope so. They're inside out. And it made me laugh really hard. You can go now.
I was trying to sneak away while he was telling him to get my coffee, but he wouldn't let me go. Let me go.
It's such a good show. I can't tell the joke, but it made me laugh. Yep, I laughed at the dead baby story. The invented dead baby. The invented inverted dead baby. Hey guys, do you know what doesn't age well? Dead baby jokes. Wait, no, I messed that up. What jokes don't age well? Dead baby ones. Because dead babies don't age. Ah, terrible morbid humor. I think Palbro did it. That's the format. What do you call a monkey with no arms? You still call it a monkey? sleep deprivation brings that out. I've been fairly not sleeping well lately. It's messing with my head. I have to stop pretending to be wholesome when I'm tired. There we go. India's head it just goes into her floofy feathers. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go again. Bum 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 bum. Is water wet? No. Things in water are wet.
I went for some nice soothing tea in the end.
Shut up.
Okay.
Look, I flattened your head.
Thanks.
Look.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that looks great.
I feel like I need to improve your far eye. It's sort of sticking out there.
Ugh.
Ooh, wow.
Well, I didn't want my heart to explode. I'm trying to not drink coffee super early in the morning. Because I always end up super tired later on. So I'll save myself and have coffee later in the day when I kind of need it more.
But
what?
oh well, you're having coffee now.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I just told you that I got some tea and you told me to shut up.
you went to get coffee.
I did, but I came back with tea.
I'm confused.
Like I just said, I just gave you my reasons for why I didn't get coffee. I described the thought process behind the decision to get tea.
Weak.
Weak tea.
No, you're weak.
My heart is weak. It needs no more coffee. Oh, why is being so mean and salty to me?
I feel your eye.
Why are you mad? Fix your face. I feel like because your head is so big a shape.
You don't have a big head.
I feel like because your head is so big a shape, maybe my head could benefit from having a bit more bulk. Like, especially at the bottom, where you can kind of look through between the shoulders and the hair. I feel like maybe it needs a bit more bulk. What do you guys think in chat? What?
Just like, not Michael. He doesn't get an opinion.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you're going to give us your opinion anyway. But I'm interested whether... Like, I think your opinion is going to be, I like it the way it is because I did it this way.
No, you can have more bulk.
But I'm interested whether I'm just... Like, whether other people feel the same or whether that's just me, like, being analytical? Over-analytical.
An ass.
What is wrong with you? Ever since I went to get coffee, you've been nothing but mean to me.
That's not true.
Okay, what else have you been?
I told you a joke.
What, before I went for coffee?
Yeah.
I said since I went for coffee.
Don't be pedantic.
You're doing it again.
Go eat some spoiled food.
Maybe I will. And I'll enjoy it! Can't stop me.
I need to save this. I've instead of bulking up your head, I've given you one eye.
Okay. That sounds like it will address the problem. Hey, Craig! Yo, Craig! How's
Mr.
it going?
Yates. It's our friend
How are you?
till the end.
Friend to the end. Yeah, there's no escape for you, Craig. This is it.
Oh! Did you guys know that people with ADHD often self-medicate with tons of coffee without realizing because coffee has similar effects as ADHD medication? And it makes so much sense. No wonder I was so fucking addicted to coffee. Though the taste is still so good.
Yeah.
India
It's dangerous. Yeah.
has some theories
What about?
about ADHD.
I'm trying to work out exactly what you mean. Do you mean theories about me potentially having it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to say what are you saying though, because you could have
I
been like,
didn't-
I feel like ADHD people are annoying, and I'd be like, that's
Why
terrible
would I
theory to have about ADHD.
Well, they
How
are,
dare you?
but- I'm
How
joking.
dare you?
I don't know though. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know, the only I don't want to self-diagnose. All I know is that I read a list, and every single thing on the list, I was like, oh, so I'm not I don't have something really, really, really wrong with me because I can't remember short-term things at all, and because I interrupt people all the time in conversations accidentally because I'm scared I'll forget what I'm going to say if I don't get it out immediately. These are things that are known telltales of it, but I haven't got a diagnosis yet. I don't know for sure. I just know that I very much relate to a bunch of stuff that was on the list, and feel like I do a lot of that stuff. So, yeah. Power Bro says India same. Hey, squad.
Squad. This is ADHQ. Am I right?
Power Bro, where do you get tested? I think. Oh no, Doodle says it's really annoying. It costs a bomb to get a diagnosis. Oh man. I mean, well, for adults. Poops. Why do I have to be an adult? I feel like if I have it, I feel like I've had it my entire life, but just haven't. All the things that I thought, all the symptoms I had, I just assumed I wasn't being good enough. If that makes sense. I was like, I just
No.
need to try harder to remember things, and this is my problem. But looking back, if I do have it, then I've had it my entire life and just kind of learned to cope and find coping strategies for it. To the point where now I am a list and post-it note machine. Cannot be stopped. But I heard, in terms of diagnosis, I heard that you can just go to a doctor, Palbro, and ask your hospital or your doctor about getting diagnosed. I think you can say to them, I think I have this, is there a test I can take or something? Pinky Pink Pig not sent. That's awesome. That's great. Good for you. Heck yeah. Ben says I have too many neuro things to go around trying to get them all diagnosed. Yeah. See, I wouldn't be worried about it because, like I said, I've lived with it kind of my entire life if I have it. And I've kind of learned to cope with it. I have strategies now to stop myself from forgetting a bunch of stuff.
I don't like the word cope.
Okay, I've learned to handle it.
Yeah.
But I think I would like to get diagnosed anyway because, and again, this is all just stuff I've read, so chat, please tell me if this is wrong information. But I read that if you don't get medication for ADHD and you have it, you have a higher risk of, what's that? What is it? A higher risk of the disease you get when you're older, where you kind of become addled in your memories.
Sorry.
What is it?
Oh, dementia?
Yeah, dementia. You have higher risk of dementia.
Oh, okay. If you have ADHD.
It's Alzheimer's, maybe also Alzheimer's. Yeah, if you don't get medication for it.
Oh no.
But at the same time, I'm really conflicted. I'm really conflicted because I don't like taking medication that I don't really, really, really feel like I need.
Well,
Because I don't like putting stuff into my body that might alter like the chemical balance or the way I'm wired. I've heard a lot of horror stories about people taking medication that works on, you know, the brain and stuff, and it kind of doing damage or changing the way they are. So I'm worried about that.
Like altering your personality type stuff.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's all just horror stories. I don't know. I just don't want to take anything if it's not essential. But I definitely don't want... I already have a hard enough time without needing dementia and Alzheimer's on top of it. So if there's a chance to avoid that kind of stuff, then
yeah,
you know, that obviously is a good. So I don't know.
Tricky. I should explain why it was like I don't like the word cope. I think it's because I link it to coping mechanisms, and I feel like when you cope with something, you implement a method that allows yourself to avoid dealing with it. So if you have a solution that helps you, you know, what would be a better word?
Battle strategies.
Like handle. When someone's handling a situation,
Facing it.
Yeah, then it feels a bit more kind of like they're dealing with it. Whereas someone is coping, it feels like they are. It feels more of a struggle, and it's something that allows them to. It's just something that doesn't address the problem. That's how I hear the word, but that's my definition of it. Mm-hmm. People will be like, "Oh, this is how I cope with that." It's
well,
like,
you've been very close with someone who has had to deal with some pretty heavy mental stuff, so you've heard a lot of jargon.
Yeah.
So I think that you have more experience with it than I do.
Just secondhand. Just secondhand.
Yeah, ADHD isn't the same for everyone. There's a spectrum. That's got to be true. I feel like it's AD. If I have it, if I have it, and it's what I think it is, then it definitely affects my life day to day. But also, it hasn't stopped me from doing anything. Like, I've still made stuff. I still animate every day. Like, I'm still doing my best to handle my work. So it's difficult to know, like, whether it's serious enough to justify taking anything for it. Because I seem to be doing okay. You know? It's difficult, but how much more difficult it is than anything else is for anyone else, I don't know, because I can't get inside people's brains. Yet.
Oh yeah, Robin, sorry. Like, Robin's saying, well, sometimes it is a struggle in coping. It's involuntary sometimes. Yeah, no, totally. I don't mean to be like, oh, coping is bad and wrong and judging that. I just mean like, if you're unintentionally doing actions and then that's coping, then that kind of ties into what I'm saying.
Yeah. Doodle says,
yeah.
Doodle says I have something that's linked with memory. It's either dyslexia or ADHD or both. I wish I knew in school it would have helped. Yeah, I think that's something to highlight, Doodle, is that a lot of us, like you and me, who have kind of grown up with this stuff without maybe realizing we have it, it's because there wasn't really the terminology or knowledge to describe it back when we were growing up. Like, I only learned what ADHD was late last year. You know, I've gone through my entire life not knowing. Because it just wasn't a thing when we were kids. It wasn't something you could really, like, were aware of or could get diagnosed with, or that was, like, something that was familiar and known in the collective consciousness of society. You know? It was something that we've only recently kind of learned about and come to light, so a lot of people who are adults now are kind of dealing with this stuff but didn't know they were dealing with it until just now. Doodle says, I just thought I was dumb. But then my godson has autism and ADHD, so I looked into it and oh boy, look, all these things that might have helped me. Doodle, same for me. I was like, I was getting to the point where I was like, maybe I should go to the doctor because I'm kind of worried that I might have something really wrong with my brain. Like, I might have something pressing on it, or like, I feel like this amount of memory loss and difficulty, like, grabbing what I want from my head isn't normal. And I was getting kind of scared about it. So it was almost reassuring to see that it's like a pretty common thing that people have, and it's kind of described, and it makes it seem kind of less scary. But like you, like for the longest time, I just thought I was stupid. I was like, I'm just dumb. Everyone else can like hold a conversation about this stuff and remember this stuff easily, and I just don't seem to be able to. I'm just dumb. I just need to try harder. That's all. I just need to be better. And that will fix it.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is. You know. And, you know, to a certain extent, it helped me being like, I need to take responsibility and be better about it. Because that's what pushed me to really make sure that I try and schedule myself and have lists of things so I don't forget what I'm meant to be doing. Like, it helped me, but I think it was kind of an unhealthy mental place to be, to kind of beat yourself up and be like, the reason you're forgetting is because you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
You need to be better, you're not good enough. Like, that's not a nice thing to tell yourself. Especially not if it's because of something that is kind of beyond your control.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because one of the things which is upsetting about it is that I feel like some people, and I think maybe I've inherited this too, actually, and I use this against people as well because it's the way that I think now because people have said it to me, which isn't great maybe, but anyway, I was saying that I think one of the things which upset me about it is that some people thought that because I forgot about things, I didn't care about them. And it's like, if you really cared about this, then you would have made the effort to remember.
Yeah, that's a trap.
And that, like, the, like, panic and upset of, no, I really do care about this. I'm so sorry. I didn't forget deliberately. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. I do care about it. I just forgot and I couldn't help it. You know? But I feel like sometimes I do that to other people now, which is my bad, where I'm like, if you really cared about this, you would do it.
I've had instances where like 2 months before like a date, like someone's birthday, like say like my dad's birthday or someone's birthday, for 2 months, every day, my brain will be like, remember their birthday is this date. Every day up to it. And then it gets to the date and my brain's like, oh, it's that day. I don't need to remind you about that anymore. And I fucking forget on the day. And I go through to 5 p.m. and I'm just like, wait! No! Like, and it's happened like a number of times this year or last year. And I couldn't, like, how? It's like, oh, it's that. Remember to do this. Oh, okay, do it the next day. Okay. Oh shit, it's today.
Oh no.
Sorry, Yates. Mr. Craig.
That's interesting too. Doodle says, my parents knew I had something in school. I had to take extra English classes and stuff, and I never knew why. As an adult, I asked them about it, and they said they didn't want me to be different or picked on, or even maybe have an excuse on why not to try hard. They're from a different era. Yeah, that's really interesting. Because I can understand where they're coming from in that, yeah, maybe back when we were kids, if we said we had something like ADHD, people wouldn't understand and you would be picked on and maybe seen as different. So I can understand them not doing that. But imagine growing up now, like, it's so much more a thing. And so many people have it. It's so common, you know, that I feel like nowadays it would just be like any other thing if you said you had it. People would be way more understanding. So I'm happy that the world's become more understanding. I kind of wish it was more like that when we were kids. Because yeah, it sucks to not get something that could potentially help you, to not have access to that because people don't want to make a fuss, you know?
That's a very good point.
Yeah, exactly. Mental stuff like that in their day was like being left-handed 200 years ago. People would think you were weird and maybe the devil. Yeah, that's true. I forgot that left-handed people used to be seen as being like the devil is in them.
Really? What?
Oh, pal bro, I do use post-its. I 100% use post-its. I have post-its on my computer, digital post-its, and when I can, I buy physical post-its. When I remember to buy them, I buy them. And that's really helpful. I also keep a lot of lists in Word documents to try and remind me what I'm meant to be doing. Mental Health Fridays with Doig and Swift. I like that. Sounds nice. I forgot stuff. The devil is in you, child.
Forcing those memories out is gobbling them up.
Whoa, Straya says I got hit with a ruler a few times when I was younger because I'm left-handed. That sucks so much. You know what I really hate? Just to segue off down this ravine. Come with me into this ravine. I really hate kids being punished for doing stuff in a way which is unconventional, but not necessarily worse. Like, the same way that, Straya, you were punished for being left-handed, I would be told off all the time when I was a kid for not holding my knife and fork right. And it's like, I would still be able to eat with it. It would just be more comfortable for me to hold it in, like, the particular way I was holding it. Why does that stuff matter so much?
Is there a mental condition surrounding like being a really, really, really slow eater?
I think that might more be a side effect of something. I don't know.
I'm gonna look that up.
I wouldn't know because I eat like a stray cat. Like I inhale the food, I ingest it, I furtively look around to make sure no one's trying to steal it from me, and then I run. Yeah, you got told off not holding a pen correctly. Like, unless they're literally like, this is gonna cripple your fingers, don't do this, then I don't see the problem with holding something differently. If it's not gonna cause any like damage to the structure of your hand or anything, then what's the problem? Estrella says it depends on the reason why you eat slow. I know some people eat slow because the texture of actually eating food is upsetting.
Okay, so when I was a kid, I would take forever. And I don't remember why.
Yeah, to commit to the broccoli.
But it wasn't anything like to do with the food, I don't think. I would just be like, I'd either be like distracted or I would just sit forever.
Was it like literal hours, you weirdo?
I don't think it was hours, but it'd be like 40 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Something weird.
Was it like, it wasn't that thing where it's just like you don't want to eat the food, so you're trying to stall for as long as you possibly can.
It wasn't like I didn't like the taste of the food or anything like that. It would be like stuff that I even liked the taste of.
Mm-hmm. Sensory overload from flavor texture is another common one I've heard of. Says this Straya saying this. Hey, good morning, Habbo. We're just chatting about, I don't know, stuff.
I was like, child eating slowly, and the top link is like, no guilt, mom. 4 simple steps to speed up a slow eater. Your slow eater kid stresses you out. They take forever to eat, and you are done.
Wow, okay. Just cram it down their face. It'll be fine. Sure, that will cause no long-term
I'm really
damage.
interested in...
Oh, see you, Doodle. Enjoy that coffee. we might still be here when you get back. Actually, we'll probably end at 11, so we might be gone. But it was awesome chatting with you, as always. Oh, that's really nice. Hinkafink says, by the way, I'm sure that the Peg Bar is always open for questions about ADHD since there are so many others. I much appreciate it. Thank you. Like, I've been feeling this way and thought that maybe I've had it since like late last year, I think. I didn't want to necessarily bring it up because I wasn't sure. I kind of wanted to get a diagnosis first. I think it's pretty obvious. Like, I'm fairly sure, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, eating is such like, it feels like a kind of personal thing as well. Like, you should be able to eat however you want.
I just really wonder what it is, because I completely flipped at one point.
What, you started eating super fast?
Yeah. Like, I went from the last to finish to the first to finish 9 times out of 10. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, though.
You don't finish faster than I do.
Sometimes I do.
I'll give you a run for your money.
I'm not going to race you at eating meals. Just enjoy your food. I just wonder if it's linked to something like emotional that I... Because, you know, we're talking about how I repress my feelings.
Yeah.
But it never developed into anything unmanageable or anything like that. There was an instance where my mum was like, if you don't eat that by this time, I'm gonna put your face in it. And she did. So there was probably a turning point there. It's like, I don't want beans all over my face or whatever it was anymore.
So it worked.
Yeah, I guess so. Doig eating for 30 minutes. India approaches. It's gone.
Where did it go?
Not to throw around like wild theories or anything, but like...
Hey man, it's your life. You can theorize about it as much as you want.
Yeah, like, you know, like my parents split when I was really young. And I'm like, did I internalize that and that it developed into that behavior? I just wasn't aware of it, you know? Because like when you eat, it's like a point where you're gathering around. So maybe it was like, oh, I enjoy spending time with my parents. If I, you know, if I sit here long enough, like we'll sit together. I don't know. I don't even remember that thought. I'm just like, what stupid child brain thought would I have had?
I don't know. Sometimes it's not necessarily directly a thought. Sometimes it's just a feeling.
Yeah.
Like, things manifest in weird ways.
They really do.
That you wouldn't necessarily link to stuff, you know?
Oh, Vert, my childhood was fine. Don't worry. Like, I literally had a great childhood. Loving family. Like, my mom and my dad talk. Like, everything's hunky-dory. My mom sticking my face in my food was fucking hilarious.
Whenever you've told me that story, it's always been like a comedy story.
Yeah.
It's never been... You never pitched it as being something that was very upsetting to you.
Yeah, I wasn't traumatized. I laughed my ass off. I was like, no, you won't. She's like, I will. I'm like, nah. And it's like, right, fine. She called my bluff. Stuck my face in it. My mum is quite something.
She is. She's awesome. She takes no BS from anyone.
Yeah.
Our parents still haven't met.
That's so true.
Which is really weird considering we've been together for almost 8 years.
Oh my. I mean,
I guess normally you'd have a wedding by this point, so that would force them to meet.
the wedding shouldn't be the first time that parents meet one another.
Yeah.
Surely.
I don't know. We'll just have to come up with a different event to get them all together. Maybe the Monster Hunter launch. I think they would care about that enough.
Have you ever had like parents meeting parents before?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
It tended to happen when me and the boyfriend would move, though. You know,
yeah.
because the parents would get involved to help the kids move, and therefore would kind of naturally end up meeting.
Yeah. Well, your dad helped me move.
Yeah.
Since I've known you, that's been the
That's fair.
that's been the thing.
Our parents are in different countries. I think that's kind of fair, though.
It is, yeah. Like your dad helped me move from Scotland to England because, like, he would literally he had to drive up and drive back, whereas my parents would have to drive up, down, and then back. I guess it's the same
Super nice of
difference.
him.
Yeah. What a champ.
Yeah. If you're listening, thank you, Dad. For bringing my boyfriend to me.
Delivered me unto you, and with all my stuff, with a van. That was a fun day. Well, okay, packing everything up and taking it down to the van wasn't necessarily fun, but it let me like bond with your dad a bit. Like, we literally spent the entire day together, and then when we're driving down, it was like we started driving at like 10 p.m. or something silly. So it was an overnight thing, and then we got breakfast at a like a you know, side of the road type cafe thing.
Yeah.
And then we reached his house midway and we stayed there. And then the next morning we kept going and found you. Amazon Prime boyfriend. What does India's dad look like? Do you want to see a picture?
He's lovely.
He's
Lovely man.
Yeah.
He's tall. He's got super long legs. He always wears flannel shirts. He has like crinkly eyes and a kind smile. And he's bald.
Because a jam sandwich robbed him of his hair. Isn't that
That's
right,
what he
India?
told me when I was a kid, and I believed him for the longest time.
Oh, his profile picture is a drawing that India did of him.
Aw, that's really sweet.
There you go.
He's got a little less hair than that now. I like his hair because it grows around like the back of his head, and it gets so wild and unruly. The last couple of times I've seen him, he's been quite neat. Like he's had it shaved or cut quite short.
One of my memories of your dad was going to the local store in his town with him and walking, and he just told me stories about like you as a kid and his past and stuff. Because I was like,
oh no, Dad, why?
He was telling me like when you were a baby. I probably shouldn't say this. Like you would cry a hell of a lot, and you just wouldn't settle maybe. And they were given advice that like they should just let you cry yourself to sleep like once, and you would sort of calm down after that. So they tried that, and then they felt so guilty that they had to go and check on you because they were worried that you just died.
Because I went quiet.
Yeah.
They were like, this is unnatural.
This is unnatural for India. We know, and they ended up going in and checking on you.
Man, what a terrible kid. Such a handful.
I bet you were.
I bet they were happy they only had one.
I bet you were an absolute terror as a toddler.
I was pretty bad.
Were you stubborn? I feel like you'd be stubborn.
What do you think?
I feel like you would be stubborn to all hell.
For me to be the way I am now, what do you think, Mike? Do you think I was stubborn?
I think you were stubborn.
Still got it.
And willful.
Selfish. all the things I am now, but less good at hiding them, essentially. Straya says, I probably shouldn't say this. Loudly says it anyway.
I'm surprised we haven't got a WhatsApp message that went, yep, it's true.
Bert says, I refuse to believe India is related to someone tall. I'm actually like, I'm the midway between my parents.
Yeah.
Because my mum is shorter than me. My dad is taller than me. I'm not sure how tall my mum is, but she's a fair amount smaller than me.
Your dad is taller than I am.
I thought that I would grow taller though. I thought I was going to keep going, but then at a certain point I stopped growing, and this is where I ended up. My dad's got to be like 6 foot.
Yeah, I think so. Should I show an actual picture of him, or is everyone satisfied with the with this?
If you can find a nice one, I feel like if he was watching the stream, he'd be like, "No, no."
I got one with him on a boat.
So if you find a nice one, I think you'd be okay with
And
it.
he's got 2 profile pictures.
And probably the profile pictures you're good to use because he chose those.
That's true.
So he's already curated it.
Look,
you know?
here is him on the boat. There he is.
There he is. That's me dad.
That's your dad. I've got footage of you and your dad walking through Dublin, and you have the same walk. When you wear the boots that he got you,
Yeah.
when you wear those, because he wears a similar style, when you have those on, like, I can see your dad's walk in your walk.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'm kind of flattered. That's cool. I have a stride.
You have a swift stride, yeah.
Yeah, he's a very nice person, and he's on a boat because he's a boat builder. So that's what he does.
Yeah, he lovely.
He's designing one right now. He was telling me on the phone yesterday. He doesn't build them anymore because he's meant to be retired, but he still designs them. So
The Swifty strut.
my mum
Yeah.
is also very cool.
Yeah.
I have very cool parents. They're both delights. I don't know how they produced something like me out of their goodness.
You're good. You're lovely.
I'm a delight.
You're someone whose selfish pursuits benefit others. That's
My selfish pursuits benefit.
yeah,
others.
you're like, I love animating, and then you make these wholesome animations, and people are like, man, my day is brightened, and you're like, it's not about you, I just like animating.
Fuck you. I didn't do it for you. Yeah, my parents are like super inspiring to me in how hard they work and how good they are at what they do. They were both theatre designers when they met, and that's how they met.
That's not actually the true. No, that's true. But the thing I said about you like only doing it for yourself.
Oh,
like,
I mean,
there's things that you've made where you want to like show that how much you want to support others, and you make them because you're like, this is really cool, and I want people to see how cool it is.
well, that's true, but also the bit which I enjoy is the process of making it. So it doesn't matter to me whether I'm making it for this person or that person, because I'm still getting the joy out of making it. So it's just an added bonus if you get to like draw attention to something that you like a lot as well. Mike and I were saying the other day that we should probably do more original animations, not based on fan art of people. It just kind of hurts my soul because there's so much stuff I want to do fan art of. And doing fan art of people and series is kind of my way of saying thank you to them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many things and people I want to say thank you to and make cool stuff of. We should probably make something more original at some point. much as it pains me.
Yeah, you just want to make fan art forever.
I mean, if I could just make like Sonic stuff and Grump stuff and Turtle stuff and Skies Arcadia stuff and, you know, forever I would. But I don't want it to be perceived by the people we're making it of and for. I don't want it to be perceived as riding on coattails rather than expressing a genuine love and appreciation for those things in the only way I know how. So that's where I'm coming from with it.
Bert says, I can't believe Girl in the Glim is fan art.
Well, yeah, you got a point. Girl in the Glim is definitely original.
.tm.
So I guess I got that going for me.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I think India meant more things linked to. I don't know, man. Like, I think you were meaning more things like, if you looked at her channel, a lot of stuff is, fan art or related to other people. It might be perceived as like cries for attention rather than outbursts of thankfulness.
Yeah, I sometimes worry
And
that
so
it could be misinterpreted.
we just want to like. I think it's just paranoia,
Maybe, but like I said, as long as I get to animate, it doesn't much. I want to express thanks and love to the things that I really enjoy consuming and watching and doing, but as long as I get to animate, I'm gonna have fun doing whatever we do. So doing something original, like, sounds as fun to me as doing anything else. Oh, no worries, Habbo. I think you got it. I think you pretty much get what I'm talking about.
Well, it's weirdly, I kind of felt like, are we being self-indulgent by making 3D models of our characters? And then it's like, yes.
Definitely. Well, I feel like we are. But then again, I also am really excited by your idea of having this kind of game overlay.
But
and they're necessary to do that, so...
But it's not it's not too self-indulgent, because it's building our own thing. Like, it'd be like saying...
It's just that our own thing is our self-insert characters.
It's true.
Self-insert into... I don't know. Nothing. It's more just because these characters represent us that it feels self-indulgent, I think.
I guess so. Maybe that's it. But then you look at all the, like, Storytime animators, and their stuff is just them drawing themselves.
Yeah, but I, like...
hate them, so...
No,
yeah,
I don't
okay.
hate them. I wouldn't feel comfortable. Like, I would be uncomfortable bringing that much focus onto me and my stories rather than creating new stories.
But that's why we stream every day.
So, well, what I'm saying is that I'm okay for other people to do it, but if I were to do it, then I would feel self-indulgent for doing it.
Right.
So I'm not saying that that's not self-indulgent. I'm just saying
what's the word for an anti-hypocrite?
Is the one just not being hypocrite, I think.
Camel-crit.
What?
I don't know. Hippos and camels are the same thing sometimes, right?
No.
They're the opposites.
Yeah, they're the opposite. They're the opposite animal.
India.
What is this?
Look.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Papa! Look, father! You've been turned into a birdified. You've been birdified, just like I drew myself as a little bird. Now you are a swift as well.
I love the way that they've crafted the hair, like the feathery hair.
That's so cute. Wow, that was so fast.
Papa Swift.
Oh, look at him. That's great. You caught something of him, Bear. I think, in the expression.
Yeah.
That's my daddy long legs.
So cool.
So, that's so cute. I love it. I hope he sees it. I know that they sometimes watch the streams, but I don't know which ones. And I know that sometimes they're doing other stuff at the same time. So they might not actually have their eyes looking at what's on screen. But I'll give him a WhatsApp and send him this over so he can see it.
Where it's like, did you just sit on clip waiting for Swift to say something and then go bam, fan art?
That was so fast.
Darkvolt did one the other day as well. It was you as a koala.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I looked great as a koala. Like, considering turning in my tail feathers. For some koala claws instead, you know.
No, really?
Scale those trees.
No.
Of course not really. A Swift is what I am, but I did look good as a koala.
It's your bird friend, it's India Swift.
Oh. Oh my gosh, we went so over time. We have to.
Okay.
I was like, we'll stop at 11, and it's like almost 20 past now. We must away. I've almost finished animating these puppets, and so I'll finish this off. Not tomorrow because tomorrow's Saturday. I guess I'll finish this one off on Monday, and we'll move on to another one.
Okay.
In fact, I'll probably have to add the lighting to this on Monday, because our faces are meant to be illuminated by the screen.
Yeah, they are. Because that's just how we roll. So many handguns in this mouth. This goes here. Up. A lot of what I've been doing today is like just making sure that you have enough topology to move around in a nice and pleasing way.
Rather than a disturbing and upsetting way.
Yeah. Like, your beak shape is a little bit weird right now. But that's okay.
We have to run, Mike.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. I know that you are doing important things.
Thank you very much for coming by. We've been Doig and Swift, but we gotta fly. We're going to work today, and we'll be back another day. Did you decide that we would not be streaming tomorrow?
I don't know.
Okay.
We're gonna have to decide together. We'll have to
Well,
figure it out.
We need to tell the people who might be interested that we might be streaming tomorrow that we're streaming tomorrow.
We'll post up something on the Doig Swift Twitter if we're going to be streaming tomorrow.
We will be playing Couch Monsters tomorrow.
Either way, whether we stream it or record it
is
what we're trying to deliberate on.
So I'll flip us over to the outro. And then bring this over here. And then decide.
Yeah.
Who to raid. If any of you all have recommendations for people who are streaming just now, throw them our way. I'll give them some follows. Sorry, I'm seeing that Nick is looking at Max's stream, maybe in an attempt to raid. So let's
raid Max.
Let's raid Max. Yeah,
we'll all raid together.
Let's do it. Raid channel. Start raid. Max is awesome. He's a great like 2D artist, concept artist, illustrator. Really fun. And if we coincide with Nick is a great pixel artist who laughs at my jokes, and that's top tier in personality stuff. So hopefully we coincide and this all works out. But we really appreciate you, and thank you for brightening our morning, and we hope that you have a pleasant rest of the day.
And may the rest
Of your day
be filled
with
adventure.
adventure. Here's a raid message.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Boom, boom, boom.